Okay, so good morning once again. Today we're going to continue our discussion on this subject. So before I continue, I'll not discuss it now, but I would that you learn how to open an R project. You notice here that I created the RProject1, R Studio. Okay, how do you create that? You go to File and then New Project. And then I would like you to learn what's the advantage of using a project instead of just opening a file. Okay, so there are some reasons why it's best to, let me see if I can, okay. So you can see this diagram. Let me share this in the group chat. Okay, so this is a site which just tells us why it's important to open to work with on our project, our studio project. Okay, so what we have done so far in the past is just to open a new R markdown file and then just save it anywhere. Okay, the good practice is to open a project and then you save your documents there. Okay, this is just an illustration. So you open the project, and then when you open a project, that will create now an RProj file. And then you can put in that project of yours, whatever that project is, your data, you can put there the script, and you can put there the outputs. So this is the best way to navigate and to work with your files. For example, you're working, for example, if your first group quiz will be on multiple linear regression or whatever topic. So it's highly suggested that you create a project name, and then under that project name, you have several folders. You can put there your data folder, your script folder, and your output folder, whether it's the plots or your data. Okay, so I'll leave you first to learn how to create that and look at the advantages of doing this. Okay, because what we have done so far was just to open our markdown file, etc. Now in this case, I opened an R project. Here you can see here RProject1. Okay, so the way to do it is go to File and then New Project. Okay, and then I'll leave you. I will let's explore first how you're going to do it so that you'll be able to explore on your own how to generate an R project. Okay, it's just like a dedicated folder, and you're able to really save and properly organize your data, your output in that project. Okay, so let's open an R markdown file. Okay, so let me see. Okay, I'll just put here DeepLiner fundamentals. Okay, for today, what we're going to learn is how to make use of the DeepLiner package. We'll use this as a springboard in order to go to exploratory data analysis. Okay, we won't be able to finish everything here, but let's Control-Alt-I. Let's now install. I don't know if you have installed the DeepLiner, but if you have not, kindly install it. Otherwise, let's require DeepLiner, which you can do so actually when you access or load Tidyverse. Okay, let's load Tidyverse. When we load Tidyverse, which we have done, I think, in the past. Okay, you can see that under Tidyverse is DeepLiner. Okay, so you have here DeepLiner. So when I check packages here, and let's check if DeepLiner has been installed. DeepLiner. Okay, you notice that it's already checked. which means it has already been loaded. So when we loaded tidyverse, DeepLiner was also loaded with it because tidyverse consists of several packages at the same time. Several packages, including a table package, ggplot2. In fact, if we check ggplot2, gg, okay, notice the ggplot2 has already been clicked here, which means that it has already been loaded. Okay. All right, so let's first take a look at some of the functionalities of DeepLiner. Okay, so this is the grammar of data manipulation. Okay, grammar of data manipulation, and then so let's take a look at some information here. The maintainer of this is by now we have met this person, Hadley Wickham, who was the one who originated ggplot2. Okay, so let's see. Okay, let's do this under packages. Let's look for DeepLiner and let's take a look at the functionalities of DeepLiner. Let's click this one. All right. So here we can find several functions. Okay, several functions that come with DeepLiner. I think we we introduced this before. Let's just have a quick review. Okay, we will be needing this when we go to exploratory data analysis. So for example, we have here filter, select, group by, etc. Okay. Okay. Kindly chat, please, if you have loaded the DeepLiner. Okay, so let's wait for the others. Okay, how about the rest? Okay, listening, packages. Okay, let's also load other packages. So library. There's another package that we want to. Okay. Uh, ano yun? What package is that? Okay, let me check. Waiting for the others, class. I only see 11 responses. Okay. What about the others, class? Okay na ba? Kasi 18 lang yung nag-respond. I'm worried about the 9 others who haven't responded yet. Are you having problems? Please tell me now. If you need some help. Okay. All right. There's another package that we want to install. So let me just install it here. Install the packages. And the package is DS Labs. We're going to get some data out of that. So once we have installed it there, we can now just put it here. I'll just require it here. All right. So it's now loaded. It's now installed. Then we will load it. And then let's see. DS, not in the help here. Here, Data Science Labs. Okay. So Data Science Labs, we're going to make use of some data sets here. If I click this, all right, documentation for package Data Science Labs. Okay, here are many data sets. Okay, some data sets that we're going to use. And in particular, we can take a look at the murders data set. Okay, so let's first access the data, Control Alt I. Let's see, data. And then let's take a look at data murders. We're getting it from, if you can see this one, murders. This is from DS Data Science Labs. Okay, Control Enter. And then we now have murders here. Let's view this. Let me just put it in a console view, murders. So let's see what this consists of. So 51 observations and then 5 variables. So let's start with quite a basic data set. So let's take a look at this. So we have here the state, the abbreviation of the state, the region, population, and then the total. So this is the total murders in, I think it's in 2010. So let's click this. There. Gun murder data from FBI reports, population of each state. So this is the metadata, state, abbreviation, region, population. This is the state population in 2010. And this is the total number of gun murders in the state in 2010. Okay. All right. So let's also take a look at the structure of this data. Structure, murders, and then also the summary, a summary of the data set. Okay. If you're working with any data set, it's important always to first study the data set. Okay. So let's take a look at the structure. So it's a data frame consisting of 51 observations and 5 variables. And you have here $state means it's coming from the murders data set, state, abbreviation, region, population, and total. So today we're going to learn how to manipulate with this by reviewing the functionalities of DeepLiner. Okay, now my question is, first question, is this a data frame? Aside from knowing that the structure tells us this is a data frame, what makes this a data frame? What are the characteristics of the data frame that we have learned that really tells us that this is a data frame? Please, class. Anyone? Yes. See, Evan, could you kindly unmute yourself and
Hello, sir.
yes, Evan.
Bali, yung row names po is unique. Tapos po, hindi po empty yung columns.
Okay, yeah, that's correct. Thank you, Evan. You're correct, no? Characteristics ng isang data frame, well, the rows should have names. No? Ang name dito ng mga rows, yung index 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. Okay, tapos unique unique observations. They're unique observations, and then the columns have their own the columns have their own names. The variable and state, abbreviation, region, population, etc. So there are 51 observations all in all and 5 variables. So this makes it a data frame. Okay. Now, last time we were also exposed to a table, which is a special type of a data frame, but this one is just a data frame. Okay. All right. Now, a data frame, okay, another name for a data frame is a tidy data. For a tidy data, we have each row has one observation, and each column is a variable, which is a data frame or a tidy data. Okay, let's take a look at other examples. Let's look at, let's say, data. I'll call this data 1. Control Alt I. Let's call it data 2. You cannot give the same name to a code chunk. Mag-error yan pag nag-print, no? Pag render natin. Okay, so let's try to see data. There's also this object CO2 yan from the data sets. Let's take a look at this CO2, and then i-view nga natin, and tell me if this is a data frame without running the structure. All right, is this a data frame? Okay, tingnan natin dito, di ba? The mere fact that it was not placed in data indicates to us that this is not a data frame. Rather, this is what? Let's look at the head. Ano class to? What object is this? Class ito. Kita nyo, di ba? What's that? Hello, class. Values. Time series. So it's a hello. Ano siya class? Anyone, please? It's a class. Ano siya? Kita niyo dito. This will already give you an idea kung ano siya. And yung head niya, alam na natin eh. It's a class letter V. You know this already. We have already discussed this several times, class. It's a letter V, class. Come on. It's a hello. Binary. Bakit binary? It's a vector, di ba, class? Data structure into vector. Lahat pareho numeric, di ba? Class, please don't forget that. Yung mga basic na yan, dapat alam natin. It's a vector. It's a numerical vector. And in fact, the mere fact that it's not in data indicates to us that this is not a list, it's not a data frame, it's not a matrix. Under value siya, vector siya. It's a numeric vector. Okay? Clear ba yun? Paki-chat naman, please. Kasi bagong kala-lesson pa lang natin yun eh. Bakit hindi nyo na kagad na masagot? Clear ba yun? Please, paki-chat naman kung naiintindihan natin yung vector. It's a vector class. Okay, please don't forget that. Kita, dito pa lang kita nyo na yun. Naka-index na 1, 2, 4, 6, 8. Tapos nakalagay dyan yung mga values. Hindi numerical vector yan. Diba? Class. O, class. Di nga, CO2. Anong class ba yan? It's a time series. Okay? But it's a special type of vector na time series. Okay, touch numeric siya kasi ang laman yan mga numbers. All right, so let's take a look at another example. Okay, another example is there's this object also. Tingnan mo natin mga ibang objects ha. Okay, let me see. Ano pa bang object? Marami yan eh. Data and alam ko may ito, chick weight here. Right. Weight ng mga chicken yata to, no? Okay, here. And then let's view. Chick weight. All right. Tingnan natin. Let's chick weight. Okay. So, what kind is this? Andyan yung weight. Andyan yung time. Andyan yung chick. Andyan yung diet. Let's see the metadata first. Chick weight. What's this data all about? Okay, this is weight versus age of chicks on different diets. An object of class. It's a kita naman natin dito, no? It's a group data frame containing the following. Yung weight niya, yung time, tapos yung chick unordered factor with levels 18 to 48, and then the diet. Okay? So ilang observations to? 578. So this is what we call, let's take a look at the structure. No? Yung structure nitong data na to. str. All right. So it's a data frame, but it's a special type of data frame. It's a group data. Okay, there are 578 observations of 4 variables. Okay, the weight, the time. We have here yung chick, it's an ordinal factor, 50 levels from 18 until till 50 yata to. And then we have the diet. It's a factor with 4 levels, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so here we can see a different type of data frame. It's a grouped data, but it's also a data frame. Okay, and the variables that we have here are ordinal factor and then a factor. We have learned before that an ordinal factor, it's used as a classifier, pero there's a ranking or ordering as far as that factor is concerned. Okay, ito naman diet, not necessarily ordinal, no? 1, 2, 3, 4 lang. It doesn't mean that factor 1 is better than factor 2 or 3 or 4. Okay, so we see here that a data frame can be subclassified. There are different types of data frame. But what's important here is that each row is a separate observation, and columns they have their names. Okay, the columns can be grouped. Ba itong chick, nakita natin na ordinal factor to. There are 50 levels from 18, 15, 16. Natin okay. You can see here the chick, no? Yan, may 43 hanggang 50. Okay, naka-group siya. No? All right. Any questions so far? Okay. Ano pa ba mga ano pa data? Let's see. Data ng iris. Iris, let's see. So let's view. Okay. So here we have, I think I showed this to you before, sepal length, sepal width, petal length, petal width, and the species. So we know that this is also a data frame siya, no? And it's a data frame. Okay, numeric lahat ng ng variables except for the species, which is a factor. All right. And then also, so let's take a look. We're going to use murders, no? That's what we're going to use now. All right. So let's once again take a look at murders. This one. Okay, state, abbreviation, region, population. We're choosing this because we'd like to manipulate, for example, population, etc. Okay, so one of the most powerful packages that we can use for what we call data wrangling, this is called data wrangling. Data wrangling means manipulating your data and preparing it in order for us to make use of that data for whatever statistical purpose, statistical test that we're going to do with it. So oftentimes, data does not come to us very clean. So maraming dyan mga missing values, maraming dyan mga errors. So data wrangling is that process where you have to clean your data before you can use it for statistical analysis. Okay, so you don't just grab the data from a particular source or download it from a particular folder and then immediately use it for statistical analysis. We have to perform what we call data wrangling. We have to clean the data, tidy the data, check the data if there are any errors. Okay, so that's what we mean by data wrangling. Okay, so suppose we want to add a variable. Okay, what we want is, for example, the rate of murders for a particular state. So you have here the total murders divided by population. So we can get the per capita murder rate or the rate of murder, because we can get the ratio of your total murders divided by the population. Okay, so we know that, for example, if we sort this, let me click this. Okay, so here, okay, California has the highest murder rate. Diba? I don't know, 3 million. In 2010, California had the highest murder, 1257, I'm sorry. Let me check this. There were 1,257 murders out of a population of 3 million. So we might say that it's unfair to say that California has the highest murder rate if we without considering the population. You can see the population is around 3.7 million. So it's possible that they have the highest murder rate because they have the highest population. But if you take a look at Illinois, 1, 2, 3, this is 1.28 million population, and the murder rate is only, the murders, it's only 364. Going down here, okay, Vermont has only 2 murders. Hawaii has 7 murders out of a total of 136, a population of 136. Okay, so what we can do is to compute for and include a variable called rate. Okay, so this is one way we can wrangle our data. If, for example, we would want to have this particular variable called rate, and it's not given in our data, but we can do that. Okay, we can do that by including a variable. So what do we use? So here, let's take a look at the mutate function. Mutate function. Okay, so let's first, as a help, we go to DeepLiner. Always good practice, class 2. Okay, DeepLiner. All right, let's take a look here at packages. DeepLiner, let's click this, and let's take a look at mutate. So you use the function mutate when you would like to introduce a new variable, a new column. So here, mutate, create, modify, and delete columns. Okay, let's click this. Mutate creates new columns that are functions of existing variables. So if we want to create a new column, a new variable, that's dependent on other variables, that's a function of other variables, then we use the mutate function. Okay, it can also modify, okay, and delete columns. Okay, so here it says that if you want to delete a particular column, you use the function mutate and set that variable equal to null. Okay, ito, no? Sabi dito, by setting their value equal to null. But let's try to see one example here. Okay, I think we looked at this last time, yung Star Wars package, diba? Okay, sinelect natin and then we mutated. Okay, so that's just an example. All right, but let's work with the murders data set. Okay, so how do we create a variable called rate? Okay, how do we do that? Class. Anyone? Okay, so let's here. Okay, let's not change the name of the object. Let's still call it murders. Okay, and then as I said, if we want to insert another column, we make use of the mutate function. And the mutate function class comes from, saan nanggagaling yan? Okay, sa DeepLiner yan, di ba? Okay, what's the syntax? The mutate. Mutate, and then we have to identify yung, okay, yung name. Nauna kasi select dito eh. Okay, here. Mutate. And then we have here the data. So the data is murders. Right? So we're telling R to mutate the murders data set. And what do? We'd like to introduce this. Let's call it rate. We'd like to introduce this variable called rate. And then we have to make use of the ano ba yung ano natin? It's the total divided by population. So total divided by population. The population is, let's see. Hindi natin na-check yung ano, yung take a look at the metadata. The population is state population, no? So, gawin natin class na the rate in, let's see. Kasi magiging masyadong maliit. The rate in thousands na lang, hundreds of thousands. So let's multiply this by, we can multiply this by 100,000 kasi ang millions yung pinakamalaki, no? So what we're doing here is we're multiplying the rate by 100,000, which means that the rate is in hundreds of thousands. Okay. Any questions with this so far? So we said here, we'll maintain this name murders, and then we're going to add some mutate using the murders object, and the rate is equal to the total, okay, divided by the population. Now notice here, we didn't have to write murders here and then $sign. Okay, no need. Kasi dinefine na natin siya dito. Murders. And then we have total divided by population times 100,000. So this will give us rate per 1,000 people, 100,000 people. Okay, rate per 100,000 people. So if we run this, okay, now what happened to your murders? Your murders a while ago had 5 variables. Pero ngayon naging 6 na. So let's view this. Okay, take a look at this. Okay. So 2.82 per 100,000 people. So that's the rate that we're having here. Okay, if we sort this, let's see if it's still California. Okay. Well, si Washington pala, no? District of Columbia. 16.45. 16.45 per 100,000 people. 16.45 murders per 100,000 people in District of Columbia. Now, as in California. Let's see California. California is 3.37. 3.37 people murders per 100,000. Okay. Now my question is why didn't we have to access the object where total is coming from? Why didn't we write here murders $total and murders $sign population? Anyone? What do you think, class? Why was there no need to write here murders? Okay, there was no need because we already identified here the object. Okay, murders $total, murders $total population was unnecessary because we already identified the object, the murders. Okay, let me pause for a while. Any questions so far, class? Clear? Clear ba so far? Mutate pala yung tinitingnan natin, ha? Marami pang ibang functionalities ang DeepLiner. Okay, hold the line, class. Sandali lang, ha? Okay, so where were we? Okay, dito na, no? Murders. Okay, so we were able to use the mutate function in order to create a variable. Okay, so we can also make use of the filter function. Again, good practice is to give a name. Okay, anyway, I'm just using sample names. And then here, filter, state. Filter yung rate. Okay, now let's now wrangle our data. What we want is that, kasi yung mga rates natin, di ba? If you take a look at murders, if I arrange this, is 16 point, no? Okay, let's suppose, let's choose, okay, let's choose murder rates of less than one murder per 100,000 people. So how do we do that? Okay, so once again, okay, let's just get the result. So we're going to filter. Okay, the filter is also from DeepLiner. So we filter the object, the data murders, and then let's use rate is less than or equal to 1.0. Okay, so what are we doing here? After we have created the rate object, as I said, rate variable, may rate na tayo dito, di ba? Kanina wala yan, di ba? So nag-create tayo ng another variable called rate, which was non-existent a while ago. And then we would like to choose, for example, what cities or what states have murder rates, balik rin natin, that are greater than or equal to, ano ba? Greater than or equal to, let's say, 3, kunyari, 3, example lang. Greater than or equal to 3. We're interested in those cities where the murder rate is more than 3 per 100,000. So let's run this. And you can see now, automatically, it will print us, it will give us, okay, there are 19 cities where the murder rate is greater than 3. Okay, 3 per 100,000 people. There. Okay, we can see here that the District of Columbia, 16.45, that's the highest. Okay, questions so far, class? Clear ba siya? Okay, good. Thank you. And of course, you can create an object out of this. For example, you want to come up with an object where kanyari, murder underscore murder underscore 3. O kaya GE3. Example lang ha. Murder greater than 3. So you filter this. Okay, filter natin yung murders. Tapos yung rate greater than or equal to 3. I-run natin to. Okay, and now you have this object murder greater than or equal to 3. So if we highlight that, may object na tayo. No? So in case you want this object. Now, of course, another assignment, by the way, for you is not only to generate yung our project. How do you now save this? No? Save this as a CSV file. Okay, so I'll let you. Okay, let me write that. Question here. How do you save this as a CSV file? Okay, so that's a question I want you to answer. Kasi once you create a project and you want, for example, this output as a data, you can download this so that you have this data. Okay, and later on you can make use of this. You can make use of this data, you murder underscore GE3. Okay, all right, so that's an assignment for you to work on. Okay, one of the assignment is for you to create a project and then you save this file under the project and try to see what's the advantage of creating an R project and then saving all your files there. We will discuss that next meeting after you have on your own research that. Okay, and then how do you also save this file, this object here, murder GE3 as a, and also this, by the way, itong murders, kasi ito, dinownload lang natin. This was just accessed from uh, R, no? From the database. What if I want to have a copy of this data as a CSV file or as an Excel file? How do you do that? How do I download this to my projects folder? Okay, so that's one thing that you have to know. Okay, so I want you to research on that. It's actually easy, but I want you to learn that on your own. Okay, so far we have looked at how to use mutate. Mutate is used for either deleting a column. Okay. All right. So why don't we? Okay. Sige nga, I want you now to, let's see here. The exercise is to delete the rate column or create murders1 by deleting the rate column. So how do we do that? If I now want to create an object called murders1, and that object, kasi itong murders natin, diba? May ano na siya, may rate na. What if I want to delete this rate? Okay, how do we do that, class? How do we do that? Anyone? So, diba, murders1, okay? Alt minus, and then gagawin natin mutate, diba? Mutate, tapos, ano i-mutate natin? Si murder. And then, what should we put here? Murders pala, not murders dapat. And then, class? Any suggestion? Okay, may nag-chat dito. Ayan. Rate is equal to null. Okay. Try, class. Try rate is equal to null. Thank you, Ping Ying, for your suggestion. Did it work? Kindly chat if it worked, class. Okay, good. How about the rest? Thank you, Jonas. Yes. Okay, good. Okay, thank you, Ivan. So here, rate is equal to null. Diba? So what are we doing here? We're creating this object murders1, and then we're using the mutate function. Okay, remember the mutate function can add columns and it can also delete columns. And it can change the names of columns. All right, so if I see murders now, murders1, there are now only 5 variables. Same number of rows, but now we have deleted the rate column. Okay, so you can add columns, you can delete columns. All right. Okay, now what we have looked at so far are to add columns. Okay, and we can also we use the filter to choose among the rows by identifying the columns. Okay, what do I mean by that? When we used filter, okay, we used the column to identify which of the rows we're going to include or exclude, right? So here we said that create this object murder GE3 greater than or equal to 3 using the filter function, and the object is murders, and then we use this column rate, and then we said all rates that are greater than 3. Create that object murder GE3. Okay. Now we can also make use of the select function, okay, to choose particular columns. Okay, so let's do that. So here we are going to use a function select. Select is a function that's used to choose from the different columns. Okay, choose from the different columns. Actually, you can also use mutate, pero select is better to use. No? For example, here again, let's come up with select state. Always a good practice class to give names to your code chunk. Okay, so let's okay, murders, and then let's just state, no? So what are we going to do with this? All right. I forget the shortcut of this. Kasi may shortcut na you can parang you hid yung mga code chunks. And then yeah, anyway, wag na muna. I hid the code chunks here. Okay, there's a shortcut for that. And then there's also a shortcut to show all the code chunks. Okay, so what we're going to do is select. Sige, anong isi-select natin? Yung ano lang, yung select lang natin yung state, ano pa, yung region. At saka yung rate, no? State, region, and rate. So we're going to remove, hindi natin isasama sa object natin sa abbreviation at saka si population. Okay, ang gusto lang natin, si state, si region, at saka si rate. Okay, let's go back. State, region, and rate. All right, so we're going to get it from our murders. Okay, select natin. Select from the murders object. And then, okay, comma, ano isi-select natin? Plus, andito na select, ano? Ito yung object natin, tapos, state, region, and rate. Control C, Control V. All right, so we can see here that we're creating this object, murders state, using the select function. Tapos, ano yung sa natin isa-select? Sa murders na object natin here, no? Yung 6 variables. And then just select state, region, and rate. Okay, let's see. Let's run this. Okay. So naglolo ko pag click natin to. Okay, yan na, murder state. All right, now we have 51 observations and only 3 variables. Okay, let's look at this. All right, state, region, and rate. But so very easy to wrangle data. Okay, this is also called SQL, structured query language. It's very easy to do this in R with the select function, filter, mutate, etc. Okay, any questions so far, class? Clear ba so far yung pag-select natin? Okay, thank you. Okay, and then we can combine, of course. Okay, after selecting, okay, let's see, let's put here select, and filter. Pwede natin gawin yun na select muna natin. Okay, gawin natin murders state, then greater than 5. Example lang, no? Okay, so here we would like to create nangyari. Okay, mali. Control X. Control D. Alt minus. Okay, again, name natin. Okay. Hirap na mag-name ito. Anyway, select greater than 5 na lang. Anyway, ano lang naman yan, no? Example lang naman yan. All right, so first, we're going to select this one, Control C, Control V. Okay, so sinelect muna natin class, no? Ano nangyari dito? Okay, na doble. So isa-select natin, okay, yung murders object, from murders object, state, region, and rate. And then after that, we filter. Okay, filter natin. So filter natin, ito, no? From here na, Control C, Control V. I-filter natin ito, where the rate is equal to, rate is greater than or equal to 5. Yan. Okay, take a look at this. What's happening to this code? First, we created this object, murders, state greater than or equal to 5. Okay. And then, filter natin na rate greater than or equal to 5. Okay. What will happen to this one, class? Is this what we really want? Yan ba yung gusto natin? Try nga natin, class. And please comment. I want to create an object called murder state greater than or equal to 5. Okay, this creates an object where the columns are state, region, rate. Tapos, ang murder rate is greater than or equal to 5. Is this what we should do? Kindly comment, please. Were we able to create an object called murder state greater than or equal to 5 where the rate of murder was more than 5? Waiting for your feedback, class. If we were able to create that project, create that object. Okay, yeah, Jonas, no, sir. Okay. About the others, thank you, Jonas. Okay, no, sir, the outcome for rate will be less than 5. Okay. Less than 5 ba? What I'm asking is, what will happen to this object? Yung murders rate greater than or equal to 5. What will happen to that if we run these two code chunks, these two codes? Did we create an object where you have state, region, and rate, where the rate is greater than or equal to 5? If not, what happened? And how should we correct this? Feedback, please. Just to be sure, what we want is an object called murder state greater than or equal to 5. So that's an object where you have the state, the region, and the rate. The rate should be greater than or equal to 5. So is this how we should do it? If not, then how? Any suggestions, class? Okay. Sige, let me answer that, class. So first, what we did here was to create this object. And this object, murder state GE5, consists of the state, the region, and the rate. So if we run this, okay, if we run this, so meron na tayong object na to, no? Consisting of these three variables, state, region, and rate. Right? All right, and the rate here, okay, since there are 51 entries here, it consists of all the states. No? So whether it's all the states, all the rates, right? And then what did we do? What we did was to write this code, filter. If you filter down natin to, na yung rate greater than or equal to 5 lang. If you run this, it will just print, no? It will just print these states where the murder rate is greater than 5. However, class, the object, yung murder state greater than or equal to 5, did not change. No? Yung pa rin siya. Ito pa rin siya, no? Still 51 entries. Still includes all the states. Now, why is that? Because, okay, the filter class is just a separate code, no? Print lang naman yan, eh. Now, if you want this filter to be part of this murders state GE5, then we will have to do something. Okay. Control Alt I. So what we should be doing is this one. Control C, Control D. Okay. Okay. We should introduce here what we call. So let me now introduce briefly now first the pipe operator. Okay. So what's a pipe operator? The pipe operator is written as % greater than %. That's the old name. The new name, the new way to write it now is your pipe and then greater than. Okay, so this one, % greater than %, or pipe and then greater than. Okay, this is called your pipe operator. And it's equivalent to saying and then. Okay, pareho lang yan sa and then. Okay, so what do we do here? Okay, sabi natin dito, so nag-select tayo, di ba? And then we should put here, ito yung pipe operator natin. And % greater than %. Okay? Let's see the difference, no? Murder state GE5, first we select. Select natin yung state, region, and rate. And then, diba? Yung ibig sabihin to, sorry. Ilagay lang natin ng ayaw. Wait ha. Lagyan ko lang ng ng spacing. Ayaw. Okay, anyway. Okay. So we have here, we're creating this object murders state GE5. We first select, no? We first select this, and then we filter. So this is now continuous. This is now a continuous code. In fact, we're creating this. No? We're creating this. The way to go about this is first start with the object murders. Let's modify this, no? And then I'll tell you the shortcut for this. So this should have been the better way to do it. Okay, take a look at this class. Okay, here natin ha. So we're creating this object murders state GE5. Okay. So what's happening here? The process is you start with murders. Okay, di ba si murders? Ito yung object na yun, di ba? And then what do we do? From the murders, we just select the state, the region, and the rate. Notice, hindi na natin linagay dito sa murders. Kasi continuous process to, no? From murders, iselect niya si state, region, and rate. So there was no need to identify kung ano isa-select niya saan galing. Kasi sinabi na natin, we already mentioned that it's from the murders object. Okay, so na-select na niya si state, region, and rate, and then filter niya. Notice, hindi rin natin nilagay dito sa murders. Diba? Kasi from here, you'll have this an object, and then from whatever that object is, you filter rate greater than or equal to 5. Okay? So let's run this. Run natin to. Okay. Now what do we have? We now have yung murder state GE5. 4 observations lang. 3 variables, 4 na lang sila. Yung kanina yun to. Yan. Lahat sila greater than or equal to 5 na. Okay, may nag-comment pala dito. Sorry, hindi ko nakita yung comment nyo. No? Okay, thank you, Jonas. Yeah, Jonas mentioned something about pipeline operator. Okay, so as I mentioned, class, this is the pipeline operator. And may shortcut yung pipeline operator. Ha? Ano yung shortcut niya? What's the shortcut? Okay, ang shortcut ni pipeline operator, control shift plus M. Okay? All right, so if I remove this, control shift M. Okay, no? Ito, control shift M. Okay, so what are you getting, please? Can you tell me what your pipeline operator is? For Mark, thank you, Mark. Command shift and then M. Thank you for sharing that. So for Mac, it's Command Shift M. For Windows, it's Control Shift M. What did you get, class? Could you kindly chat, please, if you got this or this one? Yung pipeline operator. This is coming from the Margaret R. What did you get? Okay, Pinying, you got this. How about the others? Okay. Class, I'll just transfer this. Kindly tell me if if you can hear me. I'll just transfer my earphone. Can you hear me? Pakichat please. Could you kindly unmute yourself and please talk? I'm checking if I can hear you. Kindly unmute yourself. Is
Hello,
anybody speaking?
sir. Hello, sir.
Hello. Are you speaking? Anyone speaking, please?
Hello,
Hello,
sir.
sir. Hello.
Clear ba yung voice ko, class? But is my voice clear?
Mahina po, sir.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for that information. I'm still trying to figure out itong setup ko dito, no? Okay, hindi ko kayo narinig. Pero sige nga, speak nga kayo ngayon. I can now hear you kasi binalik ko sa dati. Hello?
Hello, sir.
Ayan, okay. Alright, thank you. Hindi ko pa ma-resolve itong sinaset up ko na system dito sa computer ko. Anyway, alright. So, just to go back to what we were discussing, ito yung lumang pipe operator, itong percentage, greater than percentage. Ito na yung bago. Mas simple kasi siya, no? Yung pipe at saka greater than kaysa dito. So, bakit sa inyo class yung pipe operator nyo percentage then greater than percentage? Now, let's change that. Gawin natin ganito din yung sa control shift M nyo or command shift M. So, how do you do that? Go to tools, and then global options. Tools, global options, and then code. Okay. And then sa code, ito yung i-click nyo yung use the native pipe operator. Ito na. No? So dapat yung R version nyo 4.1 plus. No? So I think 4.2 naman yata yung R nyo. So kindly click this. Kasi pag wala ito, no, ang lalabas pa rin sa, just like in your case, it's a percentage greater than percentage. So let's make it this one. Use the pipe operator, yung bago, yung pipe and then greater than. Apply, okay? And then check nyo nga, please. Check nyo, please. It will change to control shift N. Okay. And then please chat if you got it. Okay, good. Right, good. Okay, so it's already time, class. Bilis ang oras. We haven't even scratched the surface yet. All right, so, okay, thank you. Okay, so from now on, class, yung pipe operator natin, ganito na, ha? We're not going to use the old one. Okay, we're going to use the new one. But if you encounter, for example, if you're researching and then you encounter this, just be aware that this is also the pipe operator. This is coming from the Magrit R package. Sulat ko na lang dito, no? So there's this package called Magrit R. Okay, ito, no? And siya yung nagsimula nitong pipe operator. No? Okay, and remember that this means and then. So take note, there's a difference between this one and this one, no? Because of the presence of this pipe operator. So this is a pretty powerful tool. No? Parang andyan yung progression, yung proseso natin. Okay? All right. So, take note of your assignment. Please learn. So, dapat i-save nyo yan sa our project nyo, okay, that you're going to create. And please learn about the advantages of using an R project. Okay? And then also, ano pa yung pangalawa? Sabi ko, yung pag-save, no? Pag-save as a CSV file. Pag-load as a CSV file, alamin nyo na rin class, anong package ang kailangan. Pag maglo-load tayo ng Excel file, maglo-load tayo ng CSV file, without using this, okay? I'm not going to suggest that you use this kasi pwede dito import data set. Okay, but we're not going to use that. We're going to, on the other hand, learn how to read that CSV, read underscore CSV or Excel file. Okay, so let me stop recording now.